Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aulia, Agustina, and for today's video, I want to do the summarizing from Discourse Analysis book, and for the topic that I want to mention today is Discourse and Gender. So the discussion is how men and women speak, and what they do as they speak has also been extended to how people speak about men and women. Holmes 2004, for example, compared the use of term woman and lady and found that the social significance as this term has changed over the last 30 years. She found woman, for example, has moved being marked as impolite to situation where it's no longer the case, although the woman is more frequently used in written British English than in spoken British English. She also found that while lady or ladies may be used as a politeness marker in formal setting nowadays. However, in informal settings, it's also used to trivialize. Identity is equally conveyed through writing as well as through speech. Richardson's 2000 study of the use of disparaging language and sexually humiliating formulated by male members of a cricket club in their newsletter to talk about women provides an example of this. Richardson found that the men in her study used their language and traditional women only discourse of gossip to create solidarity as a group, and to construct their heterosexual masculinity, as did as Cameron 1999 in her study of talk about between fraternity brothers in the United States. This writing in Richardson Cricket Club newsletter used a language they called "trash" as a way of creating an in-group identity as a member of the club. One of the members she interviewed said, "It's the one thing that really does that. Apart from other clubs, the members also gossip about women, sex, and alcohol in the newsletter as well as creating solidarity among themselves." It was often done through the use of paralytic language such as rumors has it that, to indicate that what was about the he said was gossip. And main gender then is not something a person has, but something that a person does. Cameron 2004. Gender, or in turn other identities, is not a result of what people already are, but the result of, among other things, the way they talk and they do. As Eckert and McConnell in 2003 argue, gender doesn't just exist, but is continually reproduced, and interchanged through people's performance gendered acts. As they project their unclaimed gender identities, rectify or challenge other identities in various ways, support or challenge system of gender relations and privilege. Gender identity then is a complex construction at level of language and discourse, as well as aspect, nonverbal, and other kinds of behavior are involved in doing gender. Butler 2004. Gender further interact with other specters such as social class and ethnicity by Eckert 2011, as Holmes observed. Gender is one only part of a person's social identity, and it's an aspect which will be more or less salient in different contexts. In some contexts, for example, it may be for important to emphasize one's professional expertise. As a Cameron and colleague 2003 argue, the relationship between language and gender is almost always indirect, mediated by something else. The ways that people speak are, in the first instance, associated with particular roles, activities, and personal traits, such as being mother, gossiping, and being modest by Cameron and colleague 2003. The extent to which these roles, activities, and personality traits become associated in a particular culture, which being gendered leads to these ways of speaking pointing to or indexing by Hodge 1992, Buchholz and Hall 2004, Buchholz 2009. A particular gender, in the same way that particular ways of speaking may point to or index a person's social class or ethnic identity, Littosality 2006 and Becker 2008. The features of language use which, though these are not okay.